So welcome to Recovery Week. Yes, this has been going about 15 weeks, and by the time you watch this, I will have just under 11 weeks before the event. And it's so nice it's Recovery Week, because last week was when I actually ran for the first time ever 3 hours and did pretty much run it almost completely. Did a little bit of walking, but not a hell of a lot. And what was really cool about it was that what I've seen in the last 4 weeks, as I've gone from 2.5, 2 3/4 to 3, is that it's amazing my recovery over these long distances definitely improved. So that's a major win. What wasn't a win on the run that I've now turned into a win, and I think you can bring this into your whole life, because I'm definitely bringing it into my whole life, is the understanding of how expectations set ourselves up for what we get in life. Certainly set ourselves up for our mood around what we get in life. And that is around pain. Because the expectation I had until recently was that all the training I'm doing, all the methodical training outside of my running, or my eating, my epigenetics, unconsciously, I was seeing myself as gliding across the finish line. And unbeknownst to me until this week, I was seeing myself, because I was gliding, that I wouldn't be in pain. I would find some magical way that I'd do everything right and I wouldn't have pain. And because of that expectation, was that when I'm running with pain, unbeknownst to me, there was a real negative response coming in from me. And there was a part of me thinking, I'm doing something wrong. And so what it really highlighted to me is that our expectations, like when we set our expectations consciously or unconsciously, if we don't meet them or go above them, well, if we don't meet them or go above them, we get disappointed. And so unbeknownst to me, I have been running with pain and an expectation that that was wrong and I'm doing something wrong and therefore I'm inadequate, I suppose, or being incompetent. And I wasn't aware of all of this, but the massive reality that has shifted for me, and it's changed my expectations. And because it's changed my expectations, it has taken a whole raft of negativity away from me. And that is, I now know and expect that running this event is going to be painful. It's not the level of pain that is going to permanently damage me, because if it was, I wouldn't be silly enough to be continuing that. But what I now understand is that no athlete, recreational or elite level, does events like this without pain. They have a pain management plan, and all the training that they do is to actually work out how best to manage that pain and move through it. And so my expectation now is that when I am doing this event, then there is going to be pain. And in my training sessions moving forward, there is pain. And I've got pain in my heel. I've got pain in another side of my body. But even when I did my first training run this week with a different mindset around expecting pain, I was gliding. I was gliding mentally rather than physically. But because I was expecting that pain and I was knowing how to manage my pain, and I'm a lot more mindful about how I'm actually running, it changed the dynamics in that run. It was only a 45-minute compared to 3 hours. But it's just interesting, once again, my mindset, my expectations, my beliefs, that, as you will know from my background as a coach, is that what we think leads to how we feel, and what we feel and think leads to how we act. So unconsciously, I was thinking that no pain equaled success. And so I was feeling that the result of that would be great, no pain equals success. And so my actions were that there would be no pain, and expecting no pain. So when I started to get pain, and now I have it daily as part of my recovery process, then I was, without that belief being addressed, I was seeing this as a negative. And it's not a negative. It is part of the process. It is actually part of what I've chosen for in doing this event. Now, I am going to sign off on this with a little comment, because I do have a lot of beautiful, well-meaning friends who are concerned about me, because they are concerned that I'm putting myself in a dangerous situation. And I want to say, no, I'm not. And the fact that there's pain there does not equal this being dangerous, because the pain I'm talking about is adaptive pain for my body. I am doing an extraordinary physical event, and my body's physicality has got to adapt to that when I'm running and when I'm not running. And the pain is actually a signal on my dashboard that there is some stabilizers in my leg, for example, that are affecting my heel. And so every time I feel that pain, it is important to realize this is also part of the recovery process. And over time, that pain will lessen and diminish. And when I stop running this whole event afterwards, it will go away. But it is a necessary part of the adaptive process. Is this any different to life? No. When you go through any transformative process in your career, how much pain do you go through in your career when you're learning new skills and getting confused because you don't know it all and get cranky at yourself because you don't? There's a form of pain there. Coming into a new relationship, is there any pain? Of course there is. Getting to adapt and respond to each other, there's pain. We don't seem to see it in the same level as our physical pain. But I suppose what it's helping me to understand is that expecting and knowing there's going to be pain, and knowing that the really elite people, they get this too, it's just how they manage it, that, quelled a lot of my mood, negative mood around it. And it has changed my expectations on gliding over the finish line. And I will be gliding over the finish line. And I will be gliding over the finish line with pain. But I will have learned how to address it. I have a plan for it, and I know how to recover with it. Hope this has been useful. Have a cracking day. Bye.